Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a cook with me. I'm going to show you guys how I make my birria. I'm going to be making it in the Instant Pot. This I believe is 6 quarts, I think. I don't know. Could be wrong. It's like, it's not the small one, it's not the big one, it's the medium one. I'm going to be using some beef for stew. This is 1.73 pounds. And then I'm also going to be using this beef chuck roast. It's a boneless one, and this is 2.14 pounds, so just under 4 pounds of meat I'll be using. I'm also going to be using some chile, which one are these? Chile guajillos, and then some ancho chilies or pasilla, some of those. We're gonna need some allspice or pimienta dulce. It looks like peppercorns, but they're bigger. They're big. So we're gonna use some allspice. We're gonna use some regular peppercorns, whole peppercorns. See how they're smaller? Some of those. We're gonna need some garlic, some tomato, some consomme or chicken bouillon. We are also going to need some cinnamon. I'm using, my mother-in-law brought this from Mexico, those cinnamon sticks, and then also some cloves. They look like this. I'm gonna be using a few of those. I don't have exact measurements. I'm just gonna go with the flow like I always do. I'm going to be using the chile guajillos. I'm going to take like a handful of these. A handful. And then for these I'm just going to use 2 of the pasilla peppers. Sometimes they can be spicy, sometimes they're not. So I'm going to assume that they're not very spicy and I'm going to use 2. It really just depends on the chili. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to rinse these and then take the seeds out. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Now that we have our chilies rinsed and de-seeded, we're going to throw them in a pot with some water and we're going to rehydrate them. So we have our chilies in the pot. We're going to rehydrate them. We're going to let them come to a boil, and once they're softened, then they are done. So next we're going to take our cinnamon. I'm just gonna get all of the spices ready. I don't like too much of the cinnamon flavor, so I'm just gonna take like maybe half of this. So just like an inch maybe. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna do peppercorn. I'm gonna do about 7. That's probably good. 3, 6, 9, 10. Okay, 10. I'm gonna do 10 peppercorns. Allspice, I'm just gonna do 4. This is what I'm just going to start with right now. Cloves. I'm gonna do about 5 cloves. 3, 4, 5. Okay, about 6 cloves. I forgot to grab these spices out, but I'm also going to use oregano. I'm gonna use oregano. Actually, this is menudo mix, but has a lot of oregano in it. I'm gonna use thyme or tomillo, and I'm using about a tablespoon of each, probably. Coriander. This is ground coriander. You can use the whole the whole beads if you want. And then I'm also going to use some cumin. Just a little bit. It's probably like a teaspoon, maybe half a teaspoon of cumin. So these are all of our spices. Garlic clove. I'm going to use 4 garlic clove, about 1 per pound of meat that you have. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of onion. This is one I had already chopped up. I'm just going to add the whole thing. This is about 1/4 of a medium-sized white onion. And then 2 tomatoes. I like adding tomato to mine. Not everybody does. I just like it. And then of course the consommé. This is basically going to act as our salt. And I use the natural one. This is the one that I use. It's natural. It has no MSG. It's made with natural chicken stock. I really like this one over the original one. Yeah, but I always get this one. Or I'll use the Better Than Bouillon, the paste. I'll use that also. Okay, everything is ready. So we have our onion, our garlic, our tomato, and then all of our spices. I might be adding more than this. I don't know. We're gonna put everything in the blender with once the chilies are done, and then we'll go from there. I'll add what else I think it needs. And another ingredient I also forgot. We're also gonna be adding a little bit of apple cider vinegar to the mix. Okay. So right now we're just waiting. We have our chilies boiling. I'm actually gonna turn them off right now. Let's see how they're doing. Oh yeah, they're actually pretty soft. Okay, these are ready. So we're gonna add all of meat, and I'm going to cut this roast up into probably four pieces. Okay, so we're going to add our meat to the pot. This is the roast that I cut up. You want to find a roast that has a decent strip of fat. That'll just add to the flavor. Also, you can use bone if you have beef bones. It'll just make the broth taste that much better. I don't have any beef bones, so I'm just using a roast and some stew meat that's already been cut up for me. All right, so there's that. Okay, so I'm gonna set this off to the side. So into the mixer, we're gonna add our onion, our garlic, our tomato. Oops, we lost one there. And then we're gonna add all of our chiles. And then I'm gonna add like maybe a cup of the water from the chiles. Just like that. We're gonna add in all of our spices. I'm trying to make it so you guys can see better. And then our apple cider vinegar. And this we're gonna do like a tablespoon of, just a little bit. We're gonna blend this up really good. It smells so good. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of the water. And I'm gonna push down some of the seasonings that ended up on the side of the mixer. Then I'm gonna blend it up again. And you want it to be really fine. If you don't have a high-powered blender, you can do it in batches. But I'm doing it to where I won't have to strain it. But it's okay. If you don't have a high-powered blender like mine and you can't get it to be a really thin consistency without there being chunks in it, then you can go ahead and strain it. Okay. It smells so good. This is what it looks like. So at this point, see how, at this point I'm gonna taste it to see if it needs anything. Actually, I think it's perfect. So this is ready to go on top of our meat. Okay, so we have our meat ready, and I'm just gonna add our flavor. And then I'm just gonna take my tongs and make sure that all of the meat is coated. This stains, so be very careful when you're mixing it. I just got some on my floor, so make sure you clean it up right away because this does stain. And I made the mistake of wearing a white shirt. So this is ready to go. Now you can choose to just have this sit and marinate if you want, and the meat will just be that much more tender and that much more flavorful. But you know, we're in a hurry today. I'm like last minute things, putting everything together really quick, and it'll still taste just as delicious without marinating it. So this is ready to start cooking. All right, so our meat is ready to go in the Instant Pot. Have it in here, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of water to this so I can get all the rest of that flavor that's in there. And I still have some water left here. I'm just gonna put a little bit, like a half of a cup. Swish it around and get the rest of that flavor in there. All right. Now my birria is ready to go. So we're gonna put the lid on, make sure it's sealing. I'm gonna put it on meat stew for 30 minutes, and I'm gonna put it on more so that it's more done. I don't know if that does anything. That's just what I always do, especially if I want it to be like shredded. So yeah, and then once it's done, I'm going to let it naturally come down to pressure. I'm not gonna force anything or release the air or anything. I'm gonna naturally let it release. I will see you guys when I open this back up. All right, you guys, so this has been sitting for 51 minutes. The pressure has been released naturally. I did not force it out. You can see that it is still sealing. It's on the sealing portion. Let's open it up and see what it looks like. Oh my goodness. It smells so good. Look at all of that flavor. I love my birria to be like full of flavor. Look at that. Look at that broth. Look at how the meat, let's see, just falls apart. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This is divine. Look at that. It's gonna be easily shreddable. You chop it up and it'll be like shredded. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this, you can either eat like this with a little bit of the broth, make some tacos out of it. You can make quesadilla tacos out of it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make quesadilla tacos. That's what Antonio requested. So I'm just gonna bring some of this out. I'm gonna chop it up and I'm gonna put it in some tacos. I'm gonna take a tortilla, I'm gonna dip it in the broth and then fry it up with some oil. Put some cheese on it with the meat and let it crisp up a little bit and have us some quesadilla tacos. If I have enough time, I will make a mukbang on it. We'll see how many my kids eat and if we have enough meat left over. And there's plenty of consommé, plenty of broth. So, alright you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned how to make a quick and simple birria with the Instant Pot. If you guys try this out, let me know how you guys like it. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys soon in a brand new video. Bye.